grand day and happy Manifested Monday. Hope that you are thinking, speaking, and putting into action those things that you want to come to pass. All right, so we are just talking. That's all we're doing. We just talking. And today we're going to be talking about intentionality, being intentional. And specifically, I am talking about being intentional about myself. Yes. Um, now, let me just say that, there's good intentions and there are bad intentions. I am not talking about bad intentions today. Maybe that could be another video. If y'all want me to talk about bad intentions, let me know it in the comments. All right. So, um, what's been going on is that I've really been thinking about, reflecting, processing, and working on being intentional about me, about myself. What I've realized is that my lack of intentionality about me has put me in a position where other people don't feel the need to be intentional about me, if that makes sense, right? And the crazy part is that I am such a considerate person. I am naturally a considerate person. I'm naturally a considerate person. I've been too considerate in situations and throughout my life at some point, definitely been too considerate. But again, working and reflecting will have you pointing that stuff out and knowing what's going on within you. And so I've come to the realization and the conclusion that value, I value intentionality. I value it, especially when people are intentional about me specifically. I am grateful for it. I am thankful for those who have and who will be. Thank you in advance. Thank you for, if it already has happened, thank you. I appreciate you and I love you for it. um, but just thinking about, people being intentional about you, right? Let's say somebody's making plans for you and they consider you in those plans, right? Not just what they want, right? Not what they think, that you would want or what they want for you or what they would like for you. And not to say that those things are bad or wrong or anything like that. But when I'm talking about being intentional, specifically about a person. So if you're making plans for me, right, and you consider me, right, you consider me, you consider, what I need, you consider, what I desire, you consider what I value, you consider what I want, whether you are considering that by asking me, you know, those questions or just knowing me well enough to take those things in consideration, what I like, what I don't like, and so on and so forth. There is so much value in that when you can tell that someone has been considerate, and intentional about you. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel good. It makes me feel good when I'm intentional about others. Because again, I'm a very considerate person, and um, I like to make people feel good. Like that's just a part of me naturally as well too. But it makes you feel it makes you feel good, right? It makes you feel appreciated. It makes you feel seen. It makes you feel heard. It makes you feel valued, right? When somebody actually takes the time and consider and are intentional about considering you, it's such a beautiful thing. So listen, I do want to encourage you to be more intentional about you if you are not already. If you are already, great job. I'm so proud of you. Keep it up. But I do want to encourage those who are not or who have not been. Be intentional about be intentional about you. When you are intentional about you, you set a tone. When you're not intentional about you, you set a tone. And I set that tone and I'm ready to erase that and set this new one, right? So you set a tone. When you are intentional about you, others have no choice but to follow suit. So get intentional about you. All right. And listen, um, share any experiences, any stories you have about somebody making you feel good because they were intentional about you, or vice versa. Maybe you were so intentional, you were intentional about someone else and it made them feel good. How do you feel about the word intentional and intentionality? How does that word make you feel when you think about that? When you think about being intentional about you, what does that look like for you? Please feel free to share in the comments your thoughts, your ideas, your journey, if you're willing to share that information. But until next time, keep going, keep growing, and keep glowing. You are worth it and you deserve it. See you soon.